What's up, everybody? It's Chase with Energy to Conquer. Today is day 15. I said 14. Man, I'm getting mixed up on these. It's getting so far into it. Today is day 15 on my experimental journey to more energy. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, follow, share, do whatever it is you do. You can check us out on the web. It's energytoconquer.com. But today, just been one of those days. It's Monday. It's raining all morning. It's cleared up now, starting to clear off, but just like everything's going wrong in the business. There's a lot of stuff going on in the business. Everything's not going wrong, but just a lot of things are going on in the business. Kind of one of those when it rains, it pours situations. So just really not feeling it today. Today's been a rough one. Just getting through the business stuff. I had planned to do my workout this morning at around 9 to 9:30 and kind of get back on track with the mid-morning workouts. That didn't happen. Ended up doing it later. I didn't get my full workout in. I did get a portion of it in, got my chest done, but I just didn't have time to get all of it in and just wasn't feeling it. And so a little frustrated over that. But that's the risk when you take off, when you're doing a program, and when you take a day off or skip a day. Like I skipped 2 days because of my back. My back feels better from what it felt like the other day, but it feels almost, I think maybe I slept on it wrong or something, but it feels just a little weird today. But I wasn't worried about that on the workout. But I didn't get the full workout in. I was just pressed for time, and it's just like, it's easier to not do the full workout when I've skipped 2 days before, and that's the risk I run. That's the risk I knew, and that's the reason I didn't want to do that. And it's definitely a mental weakness on my side. So tomorrow I've got to do that. Like today was a test day and I failed at that test, but I just didn't have the energy, the mental energy, concentration. I really didn't have the time to do it. So I just kind of did part of it, got my chest in, and other than that, that was most of the workout. But I still probably got a good 45 minutes in on the workout. So I say that to say, when you are modifying your workouts, sometimes you've got to do what you got to do. If it's an injury or whatever, you've got to be smart. But at the same time, you've got to know the risk of, we call it breaking the chain. So breaking the day. So, I was 12 days in, or 11 days in, day 11. So I missed day 12 and day 13. I broke the chain because up till then I had not missed a workout or a single rep. And then coming into it today, I knew that coming up. So I think I would have probably got that done if I hadn't missed it out, because if I hadn't missed those 2 workouts, I think I would have probably completed the full workout today. But I didn't, because it's easier to not complete it or not do the full workout if I had missed workouts before. And that's why you can't miss. You can't, like, unless you just have to, you do be smart. Like I was trying to avoid a back injury, I did it, but now I'm paying the price for that. Now tomorrow's going to probably be a little harder just to get back in, but I've got to get back into that rhythm. There's a concept that's called "don't break the chain," and it comes from Jerry Seinfeld. There's a story behind it. You can look it up, but basically, someone asked Jerry Seinfeld how to be a great comedian. He said, all you have to do is create or write a joke every day, and when you write that joke, just one a day, put an X on the calendar, and just a big red X, and then the next day do a big red X. And so you kind of get a chain of X's on the calendar, and then your goal is just don't break that chain. And the further you get into it, the further that momentum is going to carry you, and the further or less you're going to want to not do it, because you're going to be breaking the chain. So it's almost, once you get so far into it, the chain's going to become almost your motivation. So I say that, and then there's a thing that Bear Bryant says, the I guess former Alabama football coach. He's dead now, been dead, but he's the winningest football coach in college history. But he used to train and teach his players. He would teach them that quitting the first time is hard. Quitting the second time gets a little bit easier, and then when you quit the third time, it just becomes a way of life. And starting and stopping workout programs Like if you've quit a bunch of programs, like it's hard to stick to them if you've created that habit, and it takes a lot of muscle, and you can do it. You just got to move past that, and you got to understand that coming into it. But it's the same thing, like skipping a workout or doing a half workout instead of the full workout. Like the first time you do that, it is hard, like because you feel like you're doing something wrong. Second time it becomes a little bit easier, and by the third time you do that, you completely skip the workout, or you're completely modifying the workout to be easier. Like it becomes easier and it becomes a way of life, and then it's so easy to do that, it's almost more uncomfortable to complete the full workout, and that's usually where people end up failing and falling off the programs. So, my advice today is don't break the chain. I did it for my back, which is what I needed to do, but now I'm paying that price. But this is something we have to understand. That's the risk we take, and if you don't understand that, like it's gonna knock you off track more often than not. But I think if you understand that, and now tomorrow, like I cannot, like there's no way the rest of this week I can miss a workout. Like there's just no way, because I've got to. It's almost like I'm being tested. It's a test day, and I've got to pass those tests. So I'm going to have to approach it like I cannot slack off on these workouts. I'm going to have to push through them regardless of what's going on in my business, regardless of what's going on in my life. Like there's no excuses. It's got to be done, because I broke that chain, and now I've got to start piecing those chains back together and get back on track for the next 2 weeks of these workouts, because these are hard workouts. And it's easy to talk myself out of it, and easy to create dread when you're doing an 1.5 to 2 hour workout that's got 3 intense HIIT sessions in the middle of it, that's now up to 10.5 minutes, doing 90 seconds of high intensity with 45 seconds of rest. So it's easy to dread that, but if you don't break that chain, it's easier to keep the momentum and not slack off and not miss the workouts. So my advice today is don't break the chain. Put it on the calendar if that's what you need to do. That visual momentum that you'll get from that is huge once you get about 7 to 10, maybe 14 days into it. Like you're not going to want to break that chain, and the momentum is going to push you of not breaking the chain. Like you're going to be able to visually see it. And so my advice today is don't break the chain, and when you do break the chain, you just got to accept it, and you've got to get back on and get back on the program and get the chain back connected and start building that chain again. Because if not, you can't go but a limited amount of days of breaking the chain, or with doing that, before you're completely off the program, and you're going to be done with the program. You're never going to finish it. And if you've got a habit of starting programs and not finishing them, I guarantee if you go back and look, that's why. First time it's hard. Second time it's a little easier. Third time it becomes just a habit and a way of doing things, and you're completely off of the workout. And I guarantee if you failed at a lot of programs, if you go back and look at each program, first time you skipped a workout or shorted a workout, it was hard. You didn't want to do it if you was any length into it. Of course, if it's your first, second day, it's probably not going to be that. But if you're week, 2 weeks into it, slack off. It's hard. Second time it gets a little bit easier. Third time just gets just a way of doing the workouts. Before you know it, you're completely just off the program. So hope you guys have a blessed day. I hope there's a gem in there for you. It's been a rough day for me, but that's part of this process, is just showing this to you. Because when you start this program, or not this program, but any program, to get your physical health in shape, to get your movement up, to get your energy up, like there's going to be setbacks. There's going to be days where you don't want to do it. And today I did short myself, but you know what? I did do it. I did the workout, or I did at least the partial work, because I knew I had to do something. I couldn't just not do anything. So that's where we're at. Stick with it, guys. These days are going to happen. They're test days. Sometimes we're going to pass them. Sometimes we're going to fail them. If you look up emotional intelligence, there's some books, there's some different things on that. Like emotional intelligence is able to deal with these things, deal with the emotions as they come to you. And there's actually studies out there that show that income, or that IQ, so your IQ is not necessarily an indicator of income, but your high emotional intelligence is a very high indicator of your income. So if you're not able to deal with emotional things very well, your income is probably going to be low. Whereas if you're able to deal with and manage the emotions very well, then your income is going to be higher. And you can look that up. There's books on it, probably several books, but there was an original book that come out called Emotional Intelligence. You just look that up. You know, today I feel like I failed the emotional intelligence game just because there's so much going on and I didn't manage it well. But you know what? I'm aware of that and conscious of that, and that's something I've got to get better on. It almost feels like I almost failed this test day that was given to me. So, you know, tomorrow is just boom. The day's not over. I'm still getting stuff done. I'm still doing stuff, but I feel like I could have done it better. But that just gives me more fire for tomorrow. So anyways, hope there's a gym in there for you guys. Hope you have a blessed day.